Hi, everyone.
Hello.
It is so good to be back with my co-host, Carly. Happy Monday,
Yeah.
everyone.
Happy Monday. It is crazy because it is halfway through January
January already.
2024.
Halfway through January, and it feels like it was New Year's yesterday. But I'm so glad to see you again. Missed you last week.
Me too. I'm sorry.
Not that it isn't great
Better.
having Matt here. It's
Yes.
always great having Matt. But I miss talking with you about everything.
Me too.
And looks like we've got Michael Bingham in the comments already.
Hey.
Hello, Michael. Welcome back. Thank you for being here for today's episode. And Weiser also with us. Hello. Good to see you too. We are just getting ready to start. We'll have a few more people jump in the chat, and then we will be ready to hop right on into this thing. Let's see, we got 20-something people. So I am going today to talk to a statistics class at a Montessori high school about using data to eliminate bias in journalism. I'm
Very
probably the
fancy.
wrong person to talk to because I never claim to be unbiased. I don't believe in the idea of neutral journalism. I think everyone has biases and that we should admit them instead of trying to pretend we don't have them. So it should be an interesting class. I obviously didn't go to journalism school, so this might go badly.
Oh my God.
I might not be asked out.
Stream.
But I need to head out right on time. So since we've got like 25 people in the chat, no one else and Weiser is going to Disney World. Congratulations. That is a great note that we can kick this show off on in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 226 of the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Carly, we missed you so much last week. I know you were under the weather. How have you been? It's good to have you back.
Yes, I am so happy to be back. This is our first show together in 2024 that wasn't pre-taped.
And I was going to say, we pre-taped a bunch of shows for the end of the year, so I feel like it's been like 6 weeks since I've seen you.
It really has. Yes, I was a little under the weather last week. It's no joke out there, everyone. So if you're going to parks, I would say, wash your hands a lot. But I think even that can't really prevent it because I got sick and I was home because I don't know. I went to the grocery store. So, you don't know what's out there right now.
I'm having flashbacks to, 2020, 2021, when we used to end every show by saying, wash your hands.
I don't
know. I wore a mask to the park myself the other day, and it still didn't help. I came back with a bug, not quite as bad as you, but I was in bed for a couple days too.
I will say I have used this time very wisely to prepare for some upcoming travel. So I'm going on Icon of the Seas, which
yes,
but I don't know if everyone knows. Yeah, so it's the world's largest cruise ship. I'm going to be on the first sailing. So there's like 40
I emailed them. I even dropped your name, and they ghosted me. I'm not big enough. I'm not important enough like you are.
Yeah, sure. But I will say I have used this time very wisely to study because we only have 3 days on there, and there's so much to do that I actually feel like I'm very excited. Don't get me wrong. Very, very, very excited. This is a huge moment in travel if you're passionate about the travel industry. But I'm overwhelmed because I want to do everything, and I'm already stressed out.
We had a 2-night media cruise on the Wonder of the Seas when that debuted.
Yes,
and that was absolutely overwhelming. You couldn't scratch the surface of that boat in 2 nights, and to try to do Icon in 3 days is like it's like trying to do like all 4 Disney parks in one day. It's just a lot.
So I'm really trying to prep. It's like I love amusements and water parks, so I'm really trying to just focus on like the water park and stuff because truly it's
biggest in the world, right?
to
gonna
do it
be
all.
yep.
But I mean, I'm excited, so hope you'll follow along.
Ah,
I'm gonna be doing got a GoPro, so I'm gonna be doing the Crown's Edge, which I don't know if you know what that is, but basically the big iconic anchor that's on the side of the Royal Caribbean cruise ships all the way up top. They have this like plank that goes out, and you're strapped to like a harness, like a ropes course.
okay.
And you walk out on the plank, and then when you get to the end, the plank drops out and you dangle over the ocean.
I saw the animation for that, and I can't wait to see the video of you
So
doing it.
so I'm gonna be doing a POV video for
Yes.
attractions with that. You will hear screaming because I am excited, but I am also a screamer
That
when it comes to stuff like this.
that sounds amazing. I am not going on quite as glamorous a cruise. I will in early February be doing a Valentine's cruise on the MSC Seashore. MSC invited me to take a look at their newest boat. I've been on 2 of their previous ships. I had good experiences before, though. MSC is an interesting cruise line. We could do a whole a whole thing about their brand, but I'm very much looking forward to that. But not quite as amazing as
Hey,
Icon of the Seas. So
I've seen
that
so
should
many
be
people cruising right now,
really
so it's an exciting time. There's a lot of deals right now.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a way to
Yep.
relax if you don't even want to get off the ports. You don't have to, but yeah, it should be
You
fun.
it's funny because the cruise industry probably got hit harder by COVID than any other element
Mhm.
of tourism. Took a real long time to come back up to speed, and now that it has, it's like accelerated way past where we were in 2019. It's crazy.
Right.
Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I also I'm sorry, I wanted to mention I did spend a day at the Epcot Festival of the
Yes.
Arts, which we will
Yes.
be talking more about in just a little bit. And I just wanted to drop in a little tease here. We are having a very special giveaway related to the Epcot Festival of the Arts. You may have seen something on social
Yes.
media about a certain popcorn bucket from a purple dragon. Well, we have one of those. We are going to be giving you all the details about how you can win that for free for yourself if you are listening to this podcast. And we will have that information at the end of this podcast. So you got to stick with us to the end
Yes.
to find out how you can take that home
So
for yourself.
I'm not a popcorn bucket collector. I do get them sometimes and use them as decor. Like I have like a Grinch bucket out from Universal for Christmas. I had the Donald sipper for Halloween out as decor, but I'm not like a collector. But I will say this new popcorn bucket, chef's kiss. It is
Yeah.
really good. It is good.
Yeah, I am not a popcorn person either, but I make an exception for Figment, and
Always.
this one is going up on the shelf next to my OG Figment popcorn bucket. That first one that people went insane over years back. I
Oh
still
my,
got him.
you
So
remember
these
the
these two will make
lines? It
good
was
companions.
insane.
Oh my god. Well, all right. Without any further ado, we've got some news to talk about, and we are going to jump right into the news in the queue. First of all, Megacon Orlando 2024 edition is coming up soon, and it is bringing celebrities, tickets, and a special private after-hours event inside Universal to the Orlando area. If you have
Yeah.
not heard of it before, Megacon, it's kind of like I don't know Florida's answer to Comic-Con. It's absolutely massive. Comics, pop culture, science fiction, whatever you want to say, any kind of fandom genre. And it takes place at the Orange County Convention Center, February 1st through 4th, 2024. Have
Yeah,
you
I mean,
ever been?
no, so I've gone to Comic-Con and New
Okay.
York Comic-Con. What I will say about this is what I think is most surprising and you wouldn't expect, the level of A-list talent that
Yes.
have appearing this year. So I read it and I was like, oh my God, I was kind of blown away.
We really do get some big celebrities, people that you think are not going to leave Hollywood.
Yeah.
They come here And some of the biggest, genres, some of the biggest franchises, you get reunions of cast. Big headliners this year is the Jedi double feature panel with both Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor.
Wow.
And the Back to the Future reunion with Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and Tom Wilson. And I gotta say, these days, anytime that you get a chance to see Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd together in person, that's something you don't want to pass up.
Absolutely. And I think the last time they were together was at the Back to the Future Broadway musical in New York City, the premiere.
Yes.
So that is crazy. What struck me was, so we have some Stranger Things people. I know we have a lot of Stranger Things fans in Orlando with Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes, whether you're a fan of Stranger Things, of the Wizarding World, of Star Wars or Marvel, there is something with a tie to an Orlando theme park that is definitely right up your alley. Stars of Marvel films, Paul Bettany, Tom Hiddleston, and Jeff Ward are going to be there. They got a whole long lineup of Star Wars folks, in addition to the ones we mentioned, folks from Ahsoka, folks from the original films like Anthony Daniels, folks from the cartoons. As you said, from Stranger Things, Gaten Matarazzo.
I always butcher his last name.
Yes,
name.
He finished up his run in Sweeney Todd on Broadway and is coming here to Orlando along with Joseph Quinn and Finn Wolfhard.
So Eddie Munson is here in Orlando.
Yes, watch out for bats.
Yes.
And if you're a Wizarding World fan, Jason Isaacs and Matthew Lewis are both going to be here. And I got to say, Jason Isaacs, I got to interview him years ago, and he is great to talk. He is just a fascinating, just smart, articulate person, and I love hearing him talk.
Yes. And now what I would be interested in is, I love when Universal does the after-hour events like Orlando Informer, and they're doing their own version for guests attending this, but also you have to purchase an extra ticket.
Yeah, so if you aren't one of the in crowd, in that clique that gets to go to those kind of Orlando Informer events, you have an opportunity to purchase a ticket to Megacon's after-hour events. The way it's going to work, it's going to happen on February 22nd inside Islands of Adventure.
I think February 2nd.
February 2nd.
Yes.
February 2nd, Islands of Adventure, 7 p.m. to midnight. It's a separately ticketed event. So if you're already going to Megacon, then you can add this on for $80. You get free parking after 6. Everyone gets free parking after 6. Woohoo. You get to enter the park at 5 p.m. So that's like a 2-hour mix-in. And so you can take those 2 hours to enjoy anything you want around the park. And then from 7 o'clock to the end, you have select areas of the park just for you and the Megacon guests. And they're going to give you a $25 dining credit card to use at locations that are going to stay open late. So this is a great way to enjoy Islands Adventure in the dark with a smaller crowd and be around a lot of other fandom fans.
Yes, and you get to cosplay within within means, within guidelines.
Absolutely. It's a rare opportunity because there's not a lot of chances to dress up at the parks. There are other off-site events that kind of take place adjacent, including a kickoff party at Ice Bar and a cosplay party at the Rosen Plaza and the Rosen Center. Full schedule can be found online. It all starts at 4 p.m. on Thursday, February 1st. And then it runs basically all day on Friday and Saturday, ends around 5 p.m. on Sunday. And tickets and pricing starts around $25 to $30. You can get a discount if you purchase early for a single day, and that goes up to $179 for an ultimate fan package. The VIP packages are currently sold out, but there are some of the higher level packages below VIP still available.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I feel like for pricing.
It's always a great time. If you want a sense of what it's like, head on over to our website. And we've got some great videos from past Megacons, including if you've got a Quest headset, we've got a VR 180 3D video that we shot a few years ago. Let some of those cosplayers get really in your face with their costumes. It's a lot of fun to watch. All right. Next up, we are heading to Disneyland Paris, where we've mentioned this in past shows, but it has now fully debuted, and we've got video available of the Electrical Sky Parade drone show, the spiritual successor to the classic Main Street Electrical Parade, but now it is high tech and in the sky, flying over the castle, and it's pretty amazing.
Oh my God. I mean, so I saw the 30th in person, and that was okay.
Mhm.
I thought it didn't really compare to stuff that we have stateside, like
Mhm.
Dollywood's or Holiday Worlds, but this
Mhm.
is like, you got to walk before you run, and
Yeah.
they are running fast because this is, I think they posted a reel first, and this is incredible.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. The
you
ship.
mentioned for the 30th, they started out with that thing where they're basically just making a logo with the drones, and then they
Yeah, it was
had
like 30 and Mickey
it
had
was
it was
neat.
fine,
You never
but
if you'd never seen drones before, that was a great little touch. And then they
absolutely.
went to the Avengers thing, and the Avenger was kind of like creating logos, creating symbols, but it was a little static. This is like
Right.
a parade in the sky. I mean, these things
Wild.
form and they move, and I think the most amazing one is the Peter Pan pirate ship that actually has like fireworks shooting
Yep.
off of the
Oh,
drones. Uh, maybe they have different safety laws in Paris. I don't know. Why can't we have things like this in the States?
I
It's
know.
really, I really feel like there's a lot of rumors that Universal Orlando is getting ready to have a drone show in the studios. Disney's fallen behind. We had that great holiday drone show at Disney Springs years ago, and
I
then
love that. Oh,
silence from them on this stuff, and it's so amazing seeing this. Um, and this is just the first of several colorful experiences that are coming to Disneyland Paris. Next up, as part of Disney's Symphony of Colors program, we've got two experiences launching on February 10th. Million Splashes of Color, which is a musical daytime show. It sort of looks like it's a parade that maybe doesn't parade around, like they pull out a float that serves as a stage. And that's going to feature Stitch and Mickey and characters from Encanto. And then we've also got Blooming in Colors running February 10th through May 5th. Tinkerbell and her twin sister Periwinkle are transforming Main Street USA with colorful new decorations and lights to wake up the winter.
very cute. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hoping to get back this year. I love it. It's so pretty there, and that drone show just looks insane.
Mm-hmm. And this is a great time to visit because they are also reopening the Disneyland Hotel. That's
Mhm.
the gorgeous kind of sort of grand Floridian style hotel right at the entrance to the park that has been closed for a massive renovation and finally all wrapping up January 25th. That's when that is complete. And I mentioned with Matt on our last show, there is a new Alice Queen of Hearts Back to Wonderland stage show, and that's coming up in the spring. So a lot of good reasons to plan a trip with MEI or Mouse Fan
Yes.
Travel to Disneyland Paris. Next up, something that I know absolutely nothing about. Percy Jackson. He's had books. He's had a movie. He had a Broadway show, right? He had another. Now he's got a Disney Plus original series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. And from limited time, guests at Disneyland and Walt Disney World can jump into his world with a special photo op experience.
Yeah, so this is like all over Disney Plus. I've been watching a lot of TV, obviously, since I've been laid up.
Right?
And I was gonna start this, but I went back and restarted Glee. I'm such a bad Disney fan, but yeah, I am curious. I am gonna watch this. I do love young adult novels and all
Mhm.
that, so it does look interesting. I know nothing about it as well.
Yeah, I gotta say this This was a an IP that was just a little below my age
Yeah.
range. It's sort of I felt like when I became aware of this, I felt like it was like, oh, it's another Harry Potter except with Greek mythology. But
Something like that.
I think that is underselling it from what I understand, because obviously it has been popular enough to be made and now remade again into different forms of media,
Oh yeah,
and
the
now
fandom is
yeah,
wild. So
fandom's huge. So don't take my ignorance as a sign. Go ahead yourself and head over to Disneyland or Walt Disney World. At Disneyland, there is a Wall of Heroes digital photo experience inspired by the series, as well as a display of guest photos and a photo op that you can find over at the Disneyland Hotel. That one is going to be available. It was available as of January 13th. Not sure exactly how that long that will be lasting. So stop by there soon and let us know if it's still there. But you can find that at the North Lounge inside the Disneyland Hotel. And then if you're over at Walt Disney World, you can find a look at the series through artifacts and costumes, plus a photo op. And this looks like it's been added to the end of the Walt Disney Presents little walkthrough museum that they have at Disney Hollywood Studios. And I always think that exhibit is kind of a hidden gem of the park. Always well worth
and
taking
also
a stroll
very
through.
cold always. I mean, I
Yeah.
love going through it for a
Yes.
lot of reasons, mostly the history, but it is so
But the air
cold.
conditioning,
Yeah.
yes, on a hot day, it is very. Now we don't need the air conditioning. It is wet and cold this week here in Florida. Today, crazy weather today. Woke up in the 70s and it's going to get down into the 40s by the end of the day. That's
Oh, I
that's a
feel
swing
for
for you.
anyone flying this week because the cancellations are out of
It's going to be a
control.
mess.
So Godspeed.
Godspeed. Godspeed also to the
Oh,
Country Bear Jamboree.
so sad.
So if you are, I will not say the original version of the Country Bear Jamboree because that has been gone for quite a long time. But if you are a fan of the current version of Walt Disney World's Country Bear Jamboree, which was kind of a edited, trimmed down version of the classic, but still has a lot of that classic
And
music.
still technically an opening day attraction.
Still technically an opening day attraction, even with modifications. That classic is closing on January 27th. So get in your viewings of Blood on the Saddle now, because
And Turn Me Down. Oh,
yeah,
so good.
I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss
Same.
yeah.
So
Um,
I am going to be in Walt Disney World one day this month in between
yes.
cruises because after the Icon, I'm going on the Disney Fantasy. And luckily, my day that I'm in Disney World is the 26th. So I am
Okay,
going
well,
to,
I
if you
need
want to
to
meet me,
make a
come
reservation
meet
and
me.
see if I
Yes.
can meet you and we can say goodbye to the Bears
Yeah,
together.
I love this so much. It's so classic. I love the animatronics. I love the music. And when I hear they're going to be doing like rockabilly country versions of Disney songs, I'm
Mhm.
just nervous because I don't want to hear like Part of Your World rockabilly.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, so yeah. So the last day to see this is the 26th. It's closed as of the 27th, and then when it reopens in the summer, you are correct. The vintage country western music that has always been there will be gone. And in its place will be vintage style recordings, new recordings that sound old fashioned in different, country, western, rockabilly, Americana styles, but they're going to be Disney show tunes. The one that they've released a little teaser of, a little clip is Bare Necessities, which sounds great. I mean,
Yeah.
you can definitely picture the Country Bears singing Bare Necessities. That's the low hanging fruit. Where are they going to go from there? Yes,
I'm nervous.
yes. So we will find out. I can't remember what music was in the movie Brother Bear. That's one of those.
Oh
That's
God,
the
I thought
only
you were going to
Disney
say
movie about bears.
what music
Um,
was in the movie Country Bears, because if you
oh,
really want to like
oh
have a
boy.
nice themed month to say goodbye, Disney Plus, it is so bad, it's so good.
Oh, Yeah, that's almost up there with the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie
Yes.
as far as live action, Disney attraction movies go. So yeah, there's all right, there's a reason to be nervous, but hopefully, they keep saying in these blog posts that they post on the Disney Parks blog that they're doing this respectfully and with, we will
Their
see. We
dignity.
will see. We will see. I just I am, I want Big Al to be able to sing Blood on the Saddle. Darn it.
Yes. I know.
Um so
Womp
we
womp.
will see what it's like when it reopens in 2024. My suspicion is that the animatronics themselves are going to just be given a minor tweak, a redress. And they're going to reprogram the movements and the sound, but I think the robots themselves, they're not going to spend a lot of money replacing them.
Which that makes me happy. I mean, we
Yeah.
can probably count on that because of what we are seeing currently in the
Yeah.
landscape. So that makes me happy.
Yep. Obviously, this is just one little piece of a lot of stuff that's happening in Frontierland. Right around the corner, Tianu's Bayou Adventure is going to be opening sometime in later 2024, replacing Splash Mountain. And Disney has been teasing that the rest of Frontierland and beyond Frontierland are ripe for a lot of changes in the coming years.
Maybe
So
we'll
if
see a D23, or maybe we'll just get some more very
vague concept art,
wishy-washy.
yeah, exactly. So if the classic 1971 Country Bear in Frontierland is important to you, go experience it now while you still can.
Love it.
All right, something else we're taking a first look at coming to Disney. Aboard the Disney Treasure, Disney's newest cruise ship launching in December, is going to be The Tale of Moana, a new live musical stage show exclusively on the new ship.
Yeah, I love Disney Cruise Line musicals. They're so good. The talent, everything is like Broadway quality.
Mhm.
And this is going to be next level because it's introducing some kind of like state of the art, brand new technology. There's going to be puppets and whatnot, a new original song. And, the soundtrack to this is already excellent. So I'm
Yeah.
sure the stage adaptation, the first ever, is going to be great.
It's interesting because usually by the time a show gets to the Disney Cruise Line, there's been a theme park version or a Broadway version, or they've tested out some
Or,
sort
yeah.
of version
Mhm.
of it before. Because when you build something on a cruise ship, you can't just swap things out on a cruise ship very
No.
often. It's got to go to dry dock or whatever. So whenever show you're putting on a cruise ship, you got to be confident it's going to run for a few years. And so this new Moana show, and I will say, they say it's the first stage adaptation. There is a Moana stage show in Hong Kong Disneyland that we have posted a full video of. But that's more of like a storytelling show. It's very presentational. It has a lot of audience participation. This looks more like a fully fleshed out
Right.
Broadway style show with some really neat looking props. Moana's got a boat on stage, and looks like they're using projection mapping to turn the stage itself, make it look like water. And then I think the big highlight of this is going to be well, first of all, the How Far I'll Go scene is going to
Oh, yeah.
transform. The theater is going to transform from Moana's home into an open ocean and kind of immerse the audience in that, with a giant glowing manta ray soaring out over the audience. That's pretty nifty.
Yes. I mean, again, this is like their musicals are so good, but this
Yeah.
is taking like some new technology and just going to bring it to the next level. And I will be lining up early for this.
Yes. And the part that I am really excited about is they are using large scale puppetry to bring the fiery Tekka to
Mhm.
life, which will then transform into Tefiti, using a giant puppet designed in part by Michael Curry, who is very famous for working on The Lion King and pretty much anything else involving puppets in Disney.
Right. Yeah. I know this is going to be great. And again, a new song.
Yeah.
So that is an exciting part, especially for those of us who love the soundtrack to this. We're going to get a brand new song.
Yes, and I don't know. They told us, is this new song written by Lin-Manuel or
They
by
have
someone
not.
else?
No, they
That
have
will
not.
be interesting to see if it's not written by him, how it fits in with his very distinctive style. So, lots of interesting things coming to the treasure, including this and the Haunted Mansion parlor that we have a video teasing. I would love to take a trip on that ship, but
Yeah.
a one Disney cruise costs about the same as 2 or 3 cruises on another cruise line.
No, it's just
So
so magical. I think I told you I'm going on the Disney Fantasy at the end of this month, and I'm taking my mom for her first Disney cruise line, and I literally cannot wait. They're just so magical. They're so much fun and relaxing. So it's a little different than a theme park vacation.
absolutely, absolutely. It's actually kind of like a good middle ground between, someone who wants like a completely like no activity vacation, just veg on, a resort or a beach, versus the theme park where you're go, go, go. The ship's got enough activities and things and schedules that if you want to be active and fill up your day, you can, but you can also just unplug and, not refresh the Genie Plus or whatever, just sit there and sip a drink by the pool.
1,000%. And that is why I love it, because I get bored on island trips.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, for our last piece of news in the queue, the Knott's Peanut Celebration has returned to Buena Park, California, coming back January 27th through February 25th. And this year, they are celebrating Franklin. They are focusing on Peanuts' first African American character, who was introduced to the strip in 1968. It was a really groundbreaking thing at the time to have a racially integrated comic strip. Seems insane, but that was a thing. And they are looking back and honoring the legacy of Franklin, where you can meet him and see an exhibit in Calco Town Hall about his history and importance to popular culture.
Yes, I love the Knott's Peanut celebration, and they do festivals so well at Knott's, and of course there's
Mhm.
entertainment and snacks, but they really tap into the history. It's such a historical park, and this celebration definitely does. They always have a great exhibit. I know they did one on Charles Schultz,
Mhm.
obviously the creator of the Peanuts, and that was a really great exhibit. They're kind of on the smaller scale, but it's nice if you are into the history of it all. And then of course you get to see them in their ghost town outfits, and it is the
Absolutely.
most
Yes.
adorable thing on the entire planet.
Yes. So the Peanuts Cowboy Jamboree is going to
Yes, it's so
feature
good.
not just Franklin, but also Linus and the other Peanuts characters. They are dressed up in their Old West best,
Yes.
and you can participate in all sorts of games and activities. One that I think blows my mind: they have a Pigpen character
Oh,
in an actual pig pen, so you can meet Pigpen and meet actual pigs.
it is
That
quite the fever dream.
that is quite the photo op.
Yeah.
I will say. Um, this year for 2024 live entertainment, there are 2 stage shows coming back to the Calco Mine stage. It's Your Life, Charlie Brown during the day, and then at night, Snoopy's legendary rooftop concert with the Jelly of the Month Club band. And then inside the Birdcage Theater, you can learn how to draw a Peanuts character during the sketch school. And there's also a Charlie Brown trivia contest that you can participate in.
Yes, it's so cute, and this is exciting because the hotel has just gone under a massive refurb.
Hmm.
They got rid of the really cool bar Amber Ways where we'd always
Oh,
pregame for Not Scary, but now it's like this really cute kind of, it's like almost like upscale Southern. I don't even know how to
mm.
explain it. It's really nice, and so you could do a hotel package, and the hotel is literally next to the park, so it's like a 20
It's
second walk.
it's walking distance, and
Yeah.
I'm sure now that they are renovating, the rates are probably going up. But there was a time when you get
Oh.
incredibly good rates there.
I did look at the rates. They have gone up a
Yep.
little bit. So
There was a time where you could get those rooms for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. But I will say the old rooms were like a Motel 6,
Yeah.
and I like location, so that works for me sometimes. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm glad it needed a refurb.
Yeah. Well, you can get a Peanuts Celebration Hotel getaway package if you want to bundle together admission to the park, an overnight stay, and then you also get a daily breakfast buffet as well as parking. You can use the promo code Peanuts Fest when you're checking out on Knott's website for a bundle savings. And this is all just leading up to the reimagination of Camp Snoopy coming this May. We've talked about that before. New roller coaster, new rides, complete overhaul of that classic Camp Snoopy area. So go and check out this month's festival and then get excited for the changes coming in the near future.
Yes.
All right, that is going to bring us to the end of the news in the queue. Before we jump into this week's main attraction, I want to hear a word from our sponsors.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MouseFan Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction!
And for this week's main attraction, as I mentioned at the top, we are heading to Epcot, where we have a complete report on our website with photos from the 2024 Epcot International Festival of the Arts. I know I've said this before, but I will say it again. This might be the shortest and the newest festival at Epcot,
And the
but
best.
I think it's the best.
The best.
It's
Better
the
weather.
better weather. It's least stressful. There's not as much sense of FOMO. It's not as overwhelming, and it's beautiful. Maybe not on a super gray day like you will see in all the pictures on our
Yes.
website.
It was like terrible weather for a festival opener, but it's okay.
But it's there's great artwork everywhere and artists too, and the artists are so accessible. I get to run into an old friend, Ashley Taylor, who is a designer for Her Universe and Hot Topic and for Disney. I saw Noah, the artist, there. Just saw a ton of really great creative people that if you've ever been to a Disney fine art gallery, you'll recognize their work, and they're out there in person meeting people every day.
Disney merch. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's so many designers from merch collections that I've
Mhm.
loved that have appearance dates. It might not be throughout the whole festival, so you have to look them up on Instagram, but they'll be showing for a short period of time. We have like the Four Seasons, Dom, who's their resident artist there, and
Mhm.
it's such a good festival. It's hard.
Yeah. And the great thing about it is that just like the Food and Wine Festival, Remy, everyone can cook. Well, the motto of this is that anyone can make art, and there are all sorts of great ways you can participate for free. It's how often does Disney give you anything for free? You can, do the participation mural and paint by numbers. You come away with a nice little souvenir bookmark showing off the mural for this year. They're just it's really it's just I think my favorite annual festival at Epcot.
Absolutely. I
And I just had a great time yesterday. I was there for 6 hours, and I loved it.
Yes, I think Food and Wine has gotten so big that it's like a caricature of itself.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's way too much. I think food, speaking from the food part, this is my favorite food because I think it's a smaller menu. There's a smaller amount of booths. I feel like it's more consistent. I've
Mhm.
had some of like the most inventive dishes. A lot of the returning dishes I love. Like there's a deconstructed BLT with pork
Mhm.
belly. That's amazing. Even like I'm not a sweets person, but the rainbow Skittles cake.
Yep.
That is also very good. I don't know, maybe. And General Tso's shumai from the Painted Panda is back. Also has been there for like 4 or 5 years. excellent. I don't know if it's just because there's less amount of stuff that the consistency is better. I don't know, but I think the food is always really good.
Yeah, there are a fewer booths because some of the booths, like the one in the Irish booth over by UK, some of those booths get taken out and replaced by tents filled with artwork.
Right.
And then some of the menus, and you don't have 7, 8 items. You got maybe 2 or 3, but what they make up for is the plating. The presentation of these items is fantastic. The first year or two, some of it was way too over the top. Like they had a charcuterie plate that had like 18 items that they had to use tweezers for.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff's been scaled back a little, but it's all very colorful. It's very well thought out. It's very well plated. And this year, I don't think there is any completely new booths, but and a lot of returning items, mostly
which I'm
returning
fine with.
favorites. But I found some really good new items. This one right here is one of my favorite new items at the Canada Pavilion. They have roasted beets with blue cheese and marinated mushrooms. And this one is if you are a vegetarian who eats dairy, this is a fantastic choice. Really just fresh, earthy, bold flavors. Now, as a meat eater, I'm going to go for the bone marrow that they've had there for a while. But the roasted beets are a great vegetarian option. And over in France, they've overhauled the menus in France, and they have a duo of a hot salmon dish on a flaky pastry and a cold salmon dish with a mousse and smoked salmon. And it might be the most expensive item this year. It's like $14, but it's basically you're getting 2 items in one. And I actually thought it was if you ordered the equivalent appetizer in a nice restaurant, it would cost you about the same.
Oh yeah, I was a little sad. They got rid of one of my favorite dishes for many years.
No, which one?
It was black winter truffle croissant. So it was a croissant that was stuffed. I got that like so many times.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Sad, but you know what? I also get angry at Food and Wine for having the same stuff every year. So I cannot be mad for long because I like to see that we keep changing it up. There's a lot of returning favorites. The sushi donut is back. So I like to have a little nice mix.
Yes. Other things that are back, we have these portraits around the park, artistic portraits representing different characters, and you'll often see characters related to them showing up for photo ops nearby. We've got some new artwork about Encanto at the Vibrante and Vivido booth, talking about the vibrant artistry of Colombia. And some new photo pass magic shots involving Figment that you can find out around Spaceship Earth.
Yes, and bring your money or your credit card because you're definitely going to want to purchase a lot of things.
Yeah. They've got some musical talent, of course, both new and old. I got to see Don Black, who's a saxophone player, playing Out in the Rain on the stage.
And what about Trevor, who dances as he paints?
Oh, yes. The performing artist, Trevor. Yes. You can watch him compose a whole painting in just like a 20-minute set.
And he shakes it too. I don't know how he could.
Yeah.
he's such a showman.
I also liked this mural that they have over outside the Connections Cafe of 4 different artists who are all inspired to create new artworks based on Spaceship Earth. All right. Well, we have to. And also, I should mention the concert series, the Disney on Broadway concert.
There's just so much,
You get to see at the Disney. These folks are not just like amateur musicians playing. These are literal Broadway stars,
leading roles in Disney Broadway music.
Tony winners, people who originated roles and are on the cast album. I got to see the original Anna and Elsa from Frozen on Broadway.
Wow.
And they had done the show together for the first 2 years, and this was the first time that they had reunited on stage together since leaving Broadway. And it was really great because there was one, if you know the Frozen Broadway show, there was one song that was added later in the run and was added to the touring productions that is not on the original cast album. And these two actresses never got to sing it on stage because it wasn't written
Right.
yet. This is the first time that they got to sing it together, was in these Disney on Broadway concerts that they just did. And really, there's a new lineup every week. And I can't recommend those enough.
Yes. And of course, the merch. We saw people lose their mind over the love
Merch.
Figment crossbody and the Figment backpack, which I think they were briefly
Yes.
on Shop Disney and then sold out the last time we
Gone.
checked. And then, of course, the popcorn bucket, which may be one of the greatest popcorn buckets of all time.
So let's talk popcorn.
Yes.
Those of you who were teased at the beginning of the show and stuck with us, well, here it is. We have a Disney popcorn bucket, the new Figment Imagination Pavilion popcorn bucket. It looks just like the classic Imagination Pavilion with the transparent pyramids. These are, of course, made of plastic, not glass, but they do have color changing lights inside. Comes with a battery. It lights up, cycles through all the colors. There's a removable Figment figurine inside and a bag of prepackaged popcorn that I probably would not recommend eating. But we are going to be giving this away. We are going to be giving away not only the popcorn bucket, but we've also got one of these Figment munchlings, this little
they're so cute.
adorable stuffed
Plushies.
Figment plush. And we are going to give it away to one lucky winner. So here is how you do it. You have to go onto our Threads account. Yes, head on over to Threads, and you need to you need to first follow us on Threads, and then you need to find the post with the giveaway alert, like the post, and repost it. And that's how you enter. If you do that before January 28th, you will be entered into a drawing, and we will announce the winner on the edition of the Attractions podcast after January 28th. So if you want your chance, the good news is that you don't have to wait in line at the park to get one of these popcorn buckets.
No mobile ordering, no spending money.
Yeah, no, the mobile order, I will say, works really, really well. I used it and I was able to just walk in, get it, and go. No waiting in line. But if you want something even easier, this is the way to go.
Absolutely, and it's free. So just go on Threads, very easy. This I think would be one of the ones I would get because I think it would make a really cool decor piece.
Yes, this is definitely oh, I don't know if can you even see it on? I've got it actually right behind me. Wait, let me see if I can.
Oh.
Yes, here, wait. I'm pulling my headphones out.
Let's see it. Oh, it is beautiful. This is something you're going to want in your home office.
Imagination. All right, you don't want to hear me singing.
Great.
They did a great job with it. This is one worth investing in. So,
absolutely. I will say it's better than last year's because the horns on Figment kept stabbing me as I wore it around my neck.
Yes, I will say that buying this thing and then trying to lug it around the park in the rain all day, it was a lot. It was a lot. Oh, and I should also show you while we're here before we close up, as I went shopping for Christmas in my closet and pulled out some things that I hadn't hung up. So that right there, that is an original animation cell from the Cranium Command prequel. That general knowledge, actual cell used in the cartoon. We don't know where Buzzy is.
Oh, I miss him.
That was my Christmas present to myself.
I love it. I am all about that art. Yeah, so definitely enter because this is like one of the top merch items of the year, probably the most talked about. I don't think we'll see many more things to this level. So go on to Threads. Enter up to the 28th. So that's 12 days.
Follow us, like us, repost us, and you are in the drawing. All right. Well, that just about brings us to the end. Before we wrap this up, let's take a look back. We got a whole bunch of comments, so let's see. Starting out with Megacon, Brian Sager said that the list of guests just keeps growing and growing. They just announced that Dwight from The Office, Maria Massal, who played Aunt May from the Tom Holland Spidey films, will both be there.
Ooh.
Michael Bingham is excited about that Back to the Future reunion. I believe that they even have photo ops. You can get photo ops with all the Back to the Future stars if you've got a few hundred bucks to spare.
Yes.
Brian says, unfortunately, Joe Quinn won't be there because he has to finish a project. So they did post an update for the Stranger Things cast. Brian was wondering, is Disneyland Paris really the best park for nighttime shows? Seems like it is these days. There are rumors for drones to be featured in Harmonious and the Walt Disney World 50th, but that got swapped out for the barges. Yeah, it really seems like, obviously Tokyo is always on another level.
Right,
And
yeah.
I got to say that the Momentous show in Hong Kong Disneyland at the castle, that is an absolute e-ticket show. That was I think maybe better than anything we have in the States right now. But yeah, Disneyland Paris, between the Avengers drone show and this electrical light parade, they are killing it for sure.
They are.
And Michael also agrees that Disney World needs an electrical drone show as well.
I think it's the land, because you have to have a really expansive plot of land to start the drones out. So like that's not an issue for Dollywood because they're in the mountains, and not an issue for Holiday World that's like on a lake with all nature. So with Disney World, behind Magic Kingdom is all like cast.
Yes. Where do you dispatch from?
Where are we going to go from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
To
And
build
Disneyland,
something on a roof,
exactly. Forget it at Disneyland because they got no land.
Our talk about Country Bears definitely brought out the comments. Brian says that it was packed last weekend during MLK Day for Country Bear. Crazy just to get into the final showing. Yeah, it's going to be. That's going to be a mess, a closing day for sure. And Eric O, our friend out in California, saw Country Bear Jamboree for his first time ever in Tokyo Disneyland. And out there, it's part English and part Japanese. I'm sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to mention the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. We don't talk about that, just like we don't talk about Bruno. He's also got a proposal for a new season of What If for Frontierland on Disney Plus.
Premiering in August 2023.
Presented by Josh Tomorrow. I love that. So he also Brian is our number one contributor for sure. He wants us to do research for the Donald Duck chair for the Haunted Mansion parlor and find out if we're allowed to sit on it. If you don't know,
they're going to tell us yet. I mean,
so we've mentioned this before. If you don't know what we're talking about, in the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World, just past the Endless Hallway, was a chair that had a pattern on it that looked a lot like Donald Duck, and that was removed when they put in the Hatbox Ghost recently. But there's concept art of a similar looking chair in the Disney Treasures Haunted Mansion parlor. So we want to know, is that the original, and is it just for display, or is it a reproduction that you can sit on?
I'm going to guess the original has been shipped off to the Walt Disney Archives.
That's in the archives. Yep,
and
that's my guess.
Box, and Becky Klein has numbered it and put it away.
Buzzy is sitting in it.
Yes.
Yes. So Brian was wondering, after the Peanut celebration, do we go straight to Ghost Town, or do we have a Boysenberry Festival?
Boysenberry Fest starts March 8th. I believe it's that Friday. So yeah, so Boysenberry Festival.
And Ghost Town then is a summer thing, or?
Ghost Town Alive is a summer thing.
Summer thing. Great. And Brian says that we should also hopefully get another update for Communicore Hall. Yes, that is the one element. Walking around the Festival of the Arts, festival still needs a festival center. And the construction walls, especially kind of between on the west side, sort of the southwest side of the new World Celebration, Most of it's open, but that new hall with the spaceship Earth pattern it's still a mess of construction walls around there. And actually, they've now, for the last few years, we've been used to heading into the park and heading to the right and taking that. We used to be a backstage passageway past Living Seas, getting over towards the land and Imagination. That's now completely blocked off. So we've now lost that backstage passageway. And, just when we thought all the construction walls were going to be taken down, they're still there. So, I want to know when that is all over.
We will see.
And last but not least, checking in at the last minute from Derico's Corner. Hello there. Thank you for joining us. All right. That will bring us to a close. Before we go, we want to thank our sponsors, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, once more. And we want to remind you all to please give us a rating or review wherever you listen to this podcast, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And please be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com and search Attractions Magazine on all your favorite social media platforms, especially Threads. Where you want to follow us, like that post, and repost it if you want to be entered in that bucket drawing for the popcorn bucket. And Carly, before we leave, where can folks keep track of you?
Yes, I am on Instagram at Adventures by Carly and on X at Carly Caramano.
And I am on everything except X. I mean, I'm still on X, but I'm really not there. At Eskabursky or at The Unofficial Guides. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.